What up, Dokkaners? ASMR Tune back at it again. Just want to once again let you guys know I got family visiting for the holidays. That is why I'm going to sound like this for a little while, because I can't be too loud when they're out and about. So anyway, this is a reminder video following up on the redstone and the bluestone videos that I made back when they both first came out back at the end of November. I made a video talking about how you shouldn't be spending these stones right away. It's generally better to wait until the end, because if something changes either via summons, EZA announcements, whatever your personal, issues are with your account, you might find yourself wanting different characters. So now that we have reached the end of the window, I wanted to make this video to let you guys know I am cutting it kind of close, which I did say before I would wait until about a week. But the reason why I waited a little bit longer was just because I was hoping the New Year's Dual Dokkan Festival campaign details would give us some additional information, but unfortunately we got nothing. So as soon as I found out, I am making this video, and I am dropping this probably while I'm summoning for the New Year's Dual Dokkan Festival unit. So if you guys want to jump in on the live stream, click the link down below, or just click on I think you can click on like the YouTube channel icon and it just takes you there. That's if I'm still live. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the free Redstone 10 and the paid Bluestone 5. The free Redstone 10 was handed out during the campaign back at the end of November. If you were not around, you don't have this, probably. So you will not be able to retrieve this. If you are wondering where to get this one, this was available during an exclusive stone pack that was offered during the December 15th celebration. That has already passed, I believe. I don't think you can buy this anymore. If you're watching this after the day that I post this, I think you definitely cannot buy this anymore, but you have until the 4th to redeem it. So if you still really want to, if you are able to remember, you could wait all the way until the end. Maybe they do some sort of a reveal. Maybe Proton or some of the data miners discover something in the database that there is an EZA coming up. That's entirely up to you, but I wouldn't recommend it because some people tend to forget. Also, you have, other things going on. So that's why this is your friendly reminder. When it comes to the redstone, since we don't know what else is going to be coming up, you should really just base this off of a couple of things. You could look at it as simply whichever characters you don't have, get those, because you should have 3 of these. I would not recommend going for these bundles because the bundles use up all 3 of your stones. You should be using these stones. Wait, yeah, the price is 3. You should be using these red stones to get the older super EZA type characters, either the ones that you know are good or the ones that could potentially be good down the road. Now, we don't know for sure if any super EZA will be good down the road, but based on their original kits and based on how super EZAs tend to perform, generally speaking, they will be better. So start by looking at the ones down here where the cost is at 1. I have put together a list of characters that I think are the best among the bunch. If you disagree, that's fine. General rule of thumb, if you don't have a character, pick that one up. So any of these with the 1 cost will be good in various ways. The only exception would be this guy. This guy is a super EZA extraordinaire, but the problem is he costs 2 redstones, and if you want to get him, you have to get these 2 as well. You can, if you're trying to put together like an androids team or something like that, if you really, really want it. These guys are useless. This guy's really, really good, and it would be worth the price hike. But all of these guys down here, especially like the 2nd anniversary units, the, where is it? Buhan, the GDC EZA, STR Mega Shenron, these sorts of pieces are still really, really good and probably better to pick up with multiple stones instead of wasting a 2nd one just to get 1 copy of this guy along with them. So here is my list. Now, it's not really in any particular order, but it kind of is in like a little, it's kind of like in a tier. I feel like these 2 are the best just because this guy is an amazing support and debuffer. So the debuffing works on a lot of different sort of cheesing teams if you're trying to debuff an enemy into oblivion. We have found recently that there are some events where if you can just nerf him into the ground, it can actually help make the run a little bit more consistent. This guy's pivotal for that. This guy's a great slot 1, and as you can tell, both of these guys fit GT bosses and GT heroes, right? Those are 2 of the best categories in the game right now, courtesy of the GDC celebration that we had back in September. So even still, all the way into December going into the new year, these guys are among the best categories. So in reinforcing those would be a good idea. So I would say those 2 are the best. I then put these 2 on the next tier below. I think Buhan personally is better than Cell. I think some people may disagree. Both of these guys are incredible nukes. They can tank pretty well once they get their attacks going. They can heal their big bad boss units, and they're overall just very useful. So I find that these guys are good to run on a lot of extreme teams. And the reason why I put this guy at the same level as this one is just because he is your all-around ultimate nuking asset on any sort of cheese type strategy. If you're trying to just work your way through an event, it's very difficult, and all else has failed, but there's an option to try to nuke him. This guy will do just that if you run him on the appropriate teams with the appropriate settings. One of the most recent examples of this was the impossible Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta clone event back during GDC. Some of you may not know this, but it was impossible for a lot of people to beat that. But then if you used the nuking strat, this guy was able to rip and tear through that event with no effort at all. So I think that this guy is a useful piece just to have on a team. Of course, these guys will come back in various ways down the road, so it's really not that big a deal, whichever one you pick or don't pick. But these are just my recommendations. I still find Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta to be very good. He is a nice slot 2 support for GT Heroes. A lot of people hate on this guy for not enough reasons, in my opinion, but I think that he's also good. And then, of course, the Cell. The reason why he's at the bottom of my list of recommendations is simply because he's more expensive. You have to give up one of your 3 precious extra red stones just to get him, along with these 2 bozos, and they're not worth it. But if you really want that Cell, you'd have to spend 2 stones to do it. So that is my quick review of my choices. Again, there are other good ones. Janemba is good. Future potential, really good Super EZAs. I think most people will agree the Tech Golden Frieza looks to be a really ridiculously tanky Super EZA, so he'll be good. Other pieces can be useful depending on what sort of teams you like to run, so don't let me stop you from picking other characters. These are just some of my recommendations based on general prerequisites. You guys can look at whatever else you want. So now let's take a look at the blue stone here. This is the paid blue stone. Again, you can't get this anymore. This is something that you had to buy a special stone pack in order to get. You have 2 extra days in order to pick these up. So I will say that since we are coming up on the 11th anniversary, you know, the meta shift is going to be pretty significant. But as of right now, as of until the 4th of January, we can't really speak to what that new meta reality is going to be. But I still think at the end of the day, the 7th anniversary LRs are still the best in the bunch, along with the AGL UI Goku. I put this guy on the same level as these guys simply because of his utility with guaranteed dodge happening twice and a revive condition that is pretty easy to get going. I think that these 3 characters are among the best, considering what the challenge event meta is right now. Locking rotations, dying on the first turn. These 2, along with him, have enhanced survivability. Unfortunately, I hate to admit it, even more so than this guy. This guy just doesn't compare to these guys anymore. So I put these guys in the top level. After that, I would say probably you could go for someone like Bootanks, Royal Blue Vegeta, Gogeta, the Namek LR EZAs. And then bottom of the barrel amongst the LRs would be just the rest of them. Like, none of them compare anymore unless they were to get Super EZAs. None of these guys are due for Super EZAs for a while. Oh, actually, you know what? These guys, I'll just throw it out there. These guys could potentially, they probably will. Because these guys, okay, you know what? Yeah. These 2 are the 2nd anniversary TURs. The 3rd anniversary units were the Gogeta and the Vegito. So since we're coming up on the 11th anniversary, we could see our first look at LR Dokkan Festival anniversary Super EZAs. So I'm just gonna throw this out there. If you want, you can. I have a feeling though, if they are gonna be getting Super EZAs, they'll probably be obtainable in other ways. But I am gonna throw that out there. So while my list doesn't include them, I do need to point out that they could potentially get their Super EZA. I mean, I say could, but I feel like they will. But if these guys are going to be getting Super EZAs, then that just means that the meta is going to be so insane. Okay, so just keep an eye out for those. If you want to get them, get them. But anyway, those are my picks for the LRs. After that, you would still have 1 stone left over, because don't forget, you have 3 of them. Or if you bought them all, if you bought all 3, you have 3. You can only buy 1 of the LRs. After that, you will only have 1 stone left over. You'll have to spend on a TUR. So which TURs are the best? The best is easily the Pan. After that, Hercule. I would say these 2 are the best of the bunch. I put 18 and Piccolo in there because these guys are good slot 3 units. This guy can hit very hard once if all conditions are met properly. I find that these 2 are very useful on some of the more relevant teams these days. Plus, this guy's unique. And then on top of that, this guy is a super boss support. But in general, I'd say Pan is the best, and then Hercule. So that is my quick overview on the blue stone and the red stone. I don't want to ramble as much as I did in the previous video because it was quite a bit. So if you want to go back and watch that, then I will link that down below. But otherwise, hopefully this reminder saved you from wasting these stones. And apologies for cutting it kind of close. Again, I was hoping that the New Year's Dual Dokkan Festival would give us some information, but we got nada. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the blue stone and the red stone selection. Have you already picked those characters? Did you pick up a copy of the LR Year 3 units? Do you think that they're super easy as are going to be happening during the 11th anniversary? And if so, how busted do you think that they're going to be? Let me know your thoughts overall in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content of the future. Hey, click the notification bell so that you'll let each know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.